Hey, everybody. Uh, the last few days have kind of been weighing heavily on my mind. Um, the assassination of Charlie Kirk affected me in ways I wasn't expecting. Um, I never really paid much attention to him. Uh, I'm sure many of you know I'm Christian. I kind of don't really talk too much about my political leanings. I tend to be a little bit more libertarian. Uh, but I'd always heard of Charlie Kirk as being this really kind of aggressive, firebrand, intolerant, confrontational kind of guy. So I never really paid much attention to him. But then, a couple of weeks ago, I was curious and like, what is this guy about? Because he keeps showing up, and it's been years. So I checked out a couple of his videos of talking to different college students at different campuses and things like that. And I discovered that he was actually really kind and compassionate and just was not who he had been described to me as. I never saw him start calling names or start degrading anyone he was debating with, and especially when members of the LGBT community, LGBTQ plus community, um, came up to the mic and talked to him. He was always extremely kind, caring, compassionate, and respectful of them, their views, their experiences, while still also clearly and without apologizing stating what he believed. And after recognizing he was not the kind of person that I'd always been told, I started listening to his ideas and what does he believe on a whole bunch of different things. And it turns out I agree with him on most of the things he talks about, the vast majority. And so when I saw the first article, Charlie Kirk shot, was injured at the hospital, it kind of surprised me and I was concerned. And then a friend texted me and said, yeah, Charlie Kirk died. And I'm like, I thought he was injured and they expected him to be getting better. And then I saw the video from the front row of the moment he was shot. And in my EMS experience, he was dead in 30 seconds. It was I've seen stuff like that in real life, but that video still was shocking. And then a couple hours later, I got back on social media and I started seeing other videos of people smiling, laughing, cheering, celebrating that a man was murdered in broad daylight in front of his wife and kids. That he was hateful. He brought it on himself. And then I started seeing posts from people I knew in real life that I knew, yeah, they're progressive, cool, saying he deserved it and celebrating that he was murdered. And then I started seeing posts like, guess he lost that gun debate, didn't he? Getting over 100,000 likes, shares, etc., and all kinds of just vile, disgusting things to say about how someone that I know, because I've actually seen him talk, who was trying to have open discourse with people that he disagreed with, just being labeled as a Nazi, a fascist, a homophobe, transphobe, racist, white nationalist, Christian nationalist, white supremacist. And because he is those things, he deserves to be killed. I've already said I agree with 90% of what he was saying. So what I've seen is now a lot of people that I love, that I like, that I know would just as loudly cheer my murder in front of my wife and kids had I been courageous enough to actually say what I believe online. So, I'm going to start saying what I believe instead of hiding behind silence to avoid upsetting anyone. If Charlie Kirk can die because he said that stuff and because he was talking to the youth about it, then I can lose a few voiceover jobs. I'll be all right. I can lose some connections with people that I care about, that I like, because they now think I hate them. I'll be all right. If me saying I believe with, or I agree with Charlie Kirk on the vast majority of issues makes you think I hate you, just know that I don't. Just know that my God made you just as much as he made me. You are just as valuable. I love you just as much as anybody else. But if you cheered for the murder of someone who was having open debate with people because you were convinced that he hated them, I'm okay if you block me. I'm okay if you don't ever want to talk to me again, because that attitude destroys everything America was founded on. That all men are created equal, that we have to be able to disagree with each other and argue with each other without turning to violence. And, yeah. My heart breaks for Charlie and his family, for the souls and hearts of the people who celebrate and cheer on murder, and for the future of our country, honestly. I don't know where it goes from here, but something has changed. I can't articulate how, but things are going to be different. But the best that I can do is live my life boldly after Christ. Jesus loves you. Jesus died for you. And he wants you to be part of what he has for all of creation. And I understand that saying that is going to cost me. He promised it. I guess I'm finally going to be brave enough to accept that. God bless.